have some pillow talk tonight. I am in a sanctuary. I'm in a beautiful room. Talking a little bit soft because I'm not sure what all everybody can hear. So this is Brilliant Wonders. I'm Josie, your host of this podcast, YouTube channel, whatever. But I did want to come on here real quick because without my microphone, without my goods. So we'll see how this sounds. I'll try to make it the best that it can. Because I needed to chat about what's been going on the last couple of days and to maybe encourage you that you're not alone. So I'm on a solo travel. I've been on a solo travel since December 31st, and it is now March 24th or something. It's easy to lose track of time when you're not needing to keep track of time. So I started working on some stuff recently, and when you are alone for a long period of time, and I have people all around me. I've got a town, I'm in a city, you have people around you, right? But when you are feeling a little lonely or, that you're not doing something right. So I put a lot of pressure on this trip that I was going to meet all these amazing people and that I was going to be on self-discovery, self-healing trip. There was so much pressure that I was putting on this trip, and I knew it, but I also knew that I'm envisioning these things to happen in my life, and that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It's important to have a vision and an intention for why you're doing something. However, when you do it and you get out of flow, that's when things get frustrating. And I don't know how to explain it. It just kind of happened over time where it did begin to get very frustrating. I was not sure what I was doing here. Is it time to go home? Like, are you done? Like, is this it? Like, this is what you've accomplished. Let's call it quits. Let's go home and get started back with what you were doing before. And, and maybe this is like one of those times where I used to have a business coach. I don't have a travel coach. I don't have a life coach right now. And maybe it is time to do that. Now that I'm talking it through, I'm hearing that a little bit. But I do have mentors, and I do have people that I reach out to when things aren't going quite like I had planned. However, there's one really, really big thing that happened in the last week. Big thing. And I've been taking care of people for 10 years. I've been a chiropractor, believing in the practice that I have. I totally believe in everything that I've done so far. The one thing that I struggled with for years and years and years was educating people into what it actually takes to be healthy and well, and to encourage health and safety and well-being within you is what it takes, so you don't need the practitioners. And I listened to something the other day and I was like, gosh, it just hit home, right? And it's so simple. If you haven't heard of the 80-20 principle, I'm going to share that with you today. Okay, the 80-20 principle is saying, what 20% can I do to give me 80% of the benefit? Can I live an 80-20% life where I'm 80%, doing the thing, 20% not? Just anytime you can apply this principle to your life, I encourage you to, because it gives you a little bit of grace. It's not so harsh, but it's like, what's the least amount that I can do, or the least focus that I need to make to give me 80% of the result? And you can look at that in business. You can look at that in your health, honestly. You can look at that in, family time, I don't know, spiritual time, like any of it. Like, I know pastors and priests and everybody aren't going to like that I said that. However, if I can give 80% of the effort, or, if I can be in it 80%, like I feel like that's a pretty good percentage, right? Or on the opposite, like I said, what 20% can I do to give me 80% of the result? Like, use it as much as possible. I don't know if you can hear that, but there's something going on the last 2 nights. Through the night, there's somebody singing, and I've been on 2 different islands. I need to learn what's going on. I'll ask in the morning and figure it out. But they sing all night long, like all night, into a microphone. It's like a karaoke, but it seems very, I don't know, there's something else going on with it. So I apologize if you can hear that in the background. Welcome to Gilly Air. This is where we're at. Okay, so I was I live very much by the 80-20 principle. If something is off and I'm feeling out of sorts, then I try to go back to the 80-20 principle, especially when I'm overworking or being a perfectionist. That's where I go, okay? So in this, in the last couple of days, few days, at least a week, these things, like my things have been getting a little bit like stir crazy, where I'm not sure if I'm doing, like should stay here, should I move on, or, get a new place or whatever. Anyway, so a lot's been going on, and my mind has been full of a little, fears, doubts, finances, like all the things. A lot of stuff's been going on through my head, and I keep like, okay, get back to it. What are the things that you need to do to get back to feeling in flow? And I go to movement, and I go to what I'm eating, how much I'm sleeping. Those are the things that I know that I can like get back under control. Control the controllables, right? Well, it wasn't necessarily that it wasn't working, but it wasn't doing the trick either. Okay. So, I decided, like, I just laid in my bed and did a body scan, and I asked what is going on, because I had all this tension through my right neck. Let me tell you, I have not been adjusted in like a month or more now. Okay, so I had this tension, but this is an old pattern. It's something that I have felt for a long time, and I thought, okay, there's been years without chiropractic a long time ago. What other ways do I know how to change the way my body is feeling right now? And I know yoga, I know it well, but I know fascia, you guys. And so fascia is what popped in my head. I'm laying in bed, I'm like, fascia. It's like, duh. Okay, so like, let's get rid of that. If you have like a burning tightness that kind of spans a long area, I would definitely be looking at fascia. Mine, when this is going on, I'm feeling frustrated, not heard, or mostly just frustrated, honestly. It seems to pop up often. I get it on this right side of my neck, behind my ear, and it goes up the back of my head, almost like a headache. If somebody were to say that they had headaches, I don't get headaches a whole lot, but it starts here, and it goes up over here, up over my head to my temporal side, and then down my neck. I'm like, okay, so if I were to unwind, I've been doing body balancing on people for a long time. If I were to unwind my neck, I can make things happen, okay? So I can unwind myself. And I've always thought, like, hey, let's start to teach this to people. Like, how can they unwind themselves, right? Anyway, so there's something called the Human Garage, and I'm going to challenge everybody to look them up. They're doing amazing work, and I want to be part of them, part of their group. So I'm going to tag them here and see if they allow me to be part of their group. So I've been doing fascial maneuvers for quite a while of theirs, but I do them sporadically. So over the last 3 days, I've been doing them often, if not at least once a day, if not twice. But what I'm noticing is I got really emotional, and I'm talking like like if somebody were to touch me, I'm probably going to start bawling. Okay, so anyway, when he was talking about some of this work, he said, the 80-20 rule. And he said, I want people to be able to help themselves at least 80% of the time. 20% is when you need doctors or help. Most of it comes within you. Most of the healing, most of the energy, the support, the love, the intuition, all of it comes within you. Like, it's in you. There's nothing that an outside person can do. I've worked on people for so long, and I know that things shift when I see somebody. But what happens when they walk out that door is what's going to make the biggest impact of their life. So, I don't know. It's time to start looking at that on a bigger scale and to put health back in the empowerment of you. You can't out-supplement the things going on inside of you. You can't. You can maybe mend something, but you cannot. If there is a stressor in your body that is always there, and you take all these supplements and all the things, and yet the little rose, the thorn is still there. You heal as much as you can, but you never take that thorn out. It will be back. It might not be back within a year or 2 years. It might show up as a different area or different symptom than what it did before. That you had masked with supplements or medications or chiropractic care or whatever. But if we don't find where those thorns are that are in you and don't take them out, you will walk around with these in you at all times, and your body will always need to be compensating for them. And that's something like I've always known, but it hit me again, and it mostly hit me to like how can I support people on or outside of the doctor's office? How can I support people outside of the naturopath's office, outside of my office? Like, what is it that keeps people from not wanting to get rid of the actual problems? I know it's scary. It's very scary, because most of us, even myself, like, I don't know what I would do without my problems sometimes. Like, it's kind of like who I am. If I could envision myself without having any of those problems, like, talk about a big a vision, right? You're able to just do whatever the heck you want, and that can be scary too. Anyway, so just think about that. 2 things from this podcast. It's going to be a short one tonight, but actually 3 things. 3 things. Number 1, apply the 80-20 principle to almost anything that you can. Because really, if you're wanting to make some great progress, do that. Don't worry about the small thing that you want to implement into your life. Do like the big things, the major things. Those are the things that are going to really change who you are, and how you feel and how you show up every day. Okay, 80-20 principle. Think about it. Where can you apply that? At least one thing in your life with that. The second thing is, what's the second thing? Oh yeah, relying, or actually just understanding that the power is within you. It's just being able to access it. Okay, it's not within the hands of anybody else. It is within the individual going through it. Okay, even when it comes, like I recently had an uncle that went through a major surgery, and yes, we prayed for his surgeons and to do a wonderful job, and his nurses to do a great job, and his family to be supportive and everything. But really, the only person that can really make that, Ray, my uncle, he's the only one that could actually come out of that. He's the only one that had the power to actually come out of that, So it's beautiful. It's huge. But knowing that power is only within you. And so as you start to engage in that power, like, be proud of yourself, okay? The third thing is to let you know that you're never alone. So when you are feeling alone, now this is just what I did, I accepted it. I accepted that I was needing to, like, I made friends with people and all the things, but there's something, like, I needed to accept that this is I am in Bali to self-heal and self-love. That was a huge realization. It took a month for me to figure it out. And to accept it. All I needed was just to accept that this is what it's supposed to be. I had envisioned connecting with all these different healers here, and I am, don't get me wrong, but I was thinking it was going to be this life-changing, career-changing, I don't know, all the things. Someone was just going to invite me and say, hey, I want you to host retreats here. Like, that's just what I want you to do. You seem cool. Let's do it. Yeah, well, that's just not how it's working. And I needed to accept that. So, hey, if you're feeling lonely, understand that that's maybe just where you're at right now, where we're needing to be good with ourselves. This goes with a lot of things. And just a quick piece. I have been getting a lot of massages, a lot of physical touch has been very important for me to get through. And especially when I'm feeling that way and trying to really engage with myself, but not getting, human to human connection. Since my divorce and things like that, or dating, I'm not dating, right? I live alone. Like, my physical touch was honestly seeing patients and being, able to give them a hug, or, my hands were on patients all day. So now I really don't get a lot of physical touch. So if you're feeling lonely, don't be scared to make that massage appointment. Don't be scared to do that. But something I've learned, because most of the people that I'm getting these services from, they can't, even like my hair or my head or getting my nails done or anything, we can't really communicate very well. We speak different languages. So I don't talk a lot anymore, and in any of my sessions, and all I do is think about my body and what my body is telling me in these different things, in going through different services. And I would challenge you in that. So anytime like you're feeling like you need to speak up, now if it's about like, I felt something here, or something you need to say to, communicate with your practitioner to do a good job, that's different. If you want to ask what's going on with the weather, or how their kids are, or whatever, really, really think about why you're asking. Because most of the time you're starting to feel something, and instead of feeling it, you cover it up with a conversation, or trying to make someone else feel comfortable. I promise, like when I was working on people, and if somebody didn't want to talk, like, I did not take offense to that. Honestly, I felt better sometimes, because most people just need to chill out and relax on the table, surrender, and let yourself heal. So, yeah, on that third piece, if you're feeling alone, just be alone with yourself and listen to what's going on. It might be a time to be alone, and the physical touch piece, I guess, is fourth. If you are feeling that way and want to be touched, go get some physical connection with somebody who can unconditionally take care of you, right? Don't go do something stupid. But go, schedule that appointment. And here's the deal. Like, when I was feeling this way, and I started searching, and because I was sad, you guys. Like, I had a girl, my hair is really, really dry here. It handled the weather really well for like 2 months, but then now it's pretty rough. So I went and had a mask put on my head. But I had a massage first, and then I had this mask, and I just felt like I wanted to cry the entire time. So in that, and I know this is going to relate to you guys, when you're feeling that emotional, that in that much pain, I had radiating pain through my neck, I had all this stuff going on. I was like, I need to schedule something. But you guys, I had been doing so much work before that, so much work, and eventually things come up. Okay, so it's normal. It's normal. It sucks. And you're doing the work and you're in the mess. It's hard sometimes. It's hard sometimes. But when it gets bad, then you just, then like me, I frantically what's wrong with me? Nothing's working, da 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 da. Well, no, I went and did the things that I knew that I needed to do. I kept following my gut. I woke up this morning feeling like $1,000,000 because I had to process something, and I did. Through the night's sleep, through a full day of taking care of myself, doing the things that I needed to do, I woke up feeling different. However, I had scheduled this appointment to have some work done while I'm here when I was in crazy mode, okay? When I was not feeling like myself, I scheduled all this. Does that mean I cancel it? Let me ask you, what would you do? Would you cancel it if you woke up the next day and you felt better? I used to think, oh yeah, I don't need that anymore. But really, that's when I need it most, okay? So my body is so ready to keep processing, to keep healing, to keep doing what it needs to do. It would be like saying, I just trained for, let's say you start volleyball practice, first time ever, or first time for the year, you hurt, okay? And then your body processes, and then the next day you hurt. I always thought the second day was the worst than the first day, okay? But then you practice again, and it gets a little bit better, but you're still a little bit sore. And then pretty soon you're like, okay, so now I'm in shape, but now I need to improve on my skill, okay? So then you continue to work on something. You don't just stop. And that's just how life is, right? So even I've processed a lot of things. I think, we'll see. I'll keep letting life just teach me lessons, right? But I will say, it doesn't mean I just stop. You don't just stop. You keep going. And I'm gonna let this next experience either show me some new things, whether that means expansion or healing. I don't know which direction it's going, but either way, very excited for it. So my short video turned into a long one, so I apologize for that. Hopefully there's some nuggets in there that are helpful and worth your time to listen. Thank you for listening. If there's anything that you want to hear, please respond in the comments below, and any topics that you want to hear about. I'm all open to suggestions, because let's see where this community goes. I'm excited and here for it.